Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. I see I got a couple of people here. So good morning. Good morning to Lauren. Good morning, Brenda Jean. Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Shauna. It is good to see you guys here today. It is definitely a cold one. I had been pretty diligent about keeping my water running, and I had running water yesterday after a little while. Good morning, Amanda. And yeah, I woke up several times in the evening just to make sure that I still had running water. But by the time I woke up this morning, it was still frozen solid again. And so I kind of wondering if it's frozen solid here or frozen solid at the street, because the fact is that I was running it pretty diligently last night. Anyways, that being said, it's all good. I will overcome this. But we are here today to say some good stuff about us, and yeah, hopefully the water will come back here very shortly. Anyway, I'm going to pull a card off the top of the deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. We are going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. And as we say these things, as we say them out loud, and as we say them together, we are building into our own lives. We are building into our own experience. And so it's really good to see you guys here today. Thank you guys so much for being here, for having fun with me. But yeah, let's get over to it and say that today I am unique. I am unique. My experiences bring a distinct perspective. So I am unique. My experiences bring a distinct perspective. Are you unique? You are unique. Your experiences bring a distinct perspective. So I'm going to write that down in the comments. That I am unique, and that my experiences bring a distinct perspective. And I remember I was listening to a motivational speaker once, and he got to talking about the graveyard. And I thought, and as he was talking about the graveyard, I was thinking to myself, I was like, how is this motivational? How is this, how is this supposed to make me feel a certain way? But he said that he said that he's like, the graveyard is full of people who didn't live their dreams, who didn't do the things that they were called to do. He said the graveyard is full of people who had dreams, who had goals, who had things that were very important to them, and then the fear of life held them back from doing it. And I remember driving home from that seminar. And as I was driving home, I passed a graveyard. And so I decided that I was going to just sort of drive through. And so I did. I drove through the graveyard, and I paid attention to the names on the stones. And as I was doing that, I realized that the only thing that I knew about these people were the names on the stones. And I thought, well, one day I'm going to be there too. One day I'm going to be at my own eternal rest. And when that happens, what is going to happen to the dreams inside of my heart? What is going to happen to all the things that I and only I am able to bring about in this world? And as I was thinking about that, I was like, well, but what is it that I have? What is it that I have to offer? What thought have I thought that hasn't already been thought by somebody else? What thing could I build that won't eventually be reappropriated by somebody else? What what title or accolade could I achieve that wouldn't eventually be forgotten by everybody? And that's in that moment I realized that my experiences were what I could bring to the world. But the way that I thought, the things which affected me profoundly, the values that I have, the life that I live, is my gift to the world. And I realized in that moment that I'm unique, and that everybody that I've ever met was unique too. That each and every one of us have the ability to reach people, to do things, to think thoughts that are different than the ones that I think. You have the ability to reach people that I can't reach. You have the ability and the interest and the desire to accomplish goals that don't interest me at all. And in all of our uniqueness, all of the distinct perspectives that all of us bring to the table, that is, that is our gift. That is our offering to the world. Good morning, Maya. Nice to see you here. Um, that is my offering. And so I am unique. My experiences bring a distinct perspective. The way that I see the world, the experiences that I've had have born in me a certain set of values, a certain set of life goals that nobody else has. And when I look at the people around me, and I look at the things that they're passionate about, I recognize that it's the same exact thing for all of them too. And when we realize that we are a unique person and that everybody around us is unique, we stop trying to fit the people around us into the mold of us. I noticed that, that back in, when I was younger in life, I had a very dogmatic perspective. I thought that, well, the people who think like me are smart because obviously they've come to the same conclusions that I have. So therefore they must know, they must know more than everybody else because obviously I know much more than everybody else. And what that did, that caused me to, to take for granted the folks that did not think the same way that I thought, and not have all that much empathy toward the people who thought differently than me, and consequently just sort of um, you know, not really take their opinions seriously, not take their viewpoint seriously, because of course I had already settled on the finest viewpoint, and so why would anybody what else would anybody have to offer me? Of course, as I got older and more mature and wiser, I recognized that many people, that there's billions of people on this planet, and that, believe it or not, some of them know more than I do about, like, oh, I don't know, everything. When I recognized that, and I realized that that the perspectives that the people around me have, even the people who hold opinions that are markedly different than me, that those perspectives and those experiences come from a distinct life experience, that I was able to start taking them more seriously. And when I did that, my life got better. My life got better because I recognized that the people around me had something of value to offer me, and the primary thing that they had to offer me was their own perspectives. So when I would meet somebody who had a very different life viewpoint than me, instead of just immediately dismissing that life viewpoint and saying, well, obviously it's wrong because they think differently than me, I said, well, here's a person who's lived their entire life, and the conclusion of their entire life thus far has been this opinion on this, on this specific topic. And even though I don't agree, that doesn't mean that I'm right. That doesn't mean that they're right. It doesn't mean that either of us are wrong. It's simply that we see the world a different way, and that I can, and I do best when I I work to see the world from their perspective. It just helps me to be a more balanced and grounded person. And as I appreciate the uniqueness of the people around me, and appreciate the perspectives that they bring, and appreciate their life experience, I am more apt to ask people who have different life experiences than me for their opinion. I'm more apt to ask people with different life experiences than me for their help. And in doing so, I get to be a more balanced and well-rounded person myself. And even if, after talking with them about their opinions, and coming to a more thorough understanding of why they believe what they believe, even if I don't come to that belief myself, even if I still retain my old opinions, even after hearing the well-reasoned opinions of others, that's okay. Just accepting them for who they are, accepting the people around me for who they are, already brings it broadens my perspective, and it brings me a deeper sense of understanding of the world around me. Because the older I get, the less that I know. I mean, when I was Mark Twain has a fantastic quote about it. He says, when I was 18, my dad didn't know anything. When I was 21, that guy knew everything. He sure did learn a lot in 3 years. But I kind of feel that way sometimes when I go back and revisit opinions that I very strongly hold, and and revisit them in the light of new truths that I've learned over the course of the years, and sometimes end up changing my opinion and realizing that, hey, that person who I thought was a moron at the time that they originally told me their opinion, that person turned out to be more right than I thought they were at the beginning. So this card is our reminder that we are unique people, that our life experiences have incredible value because only we will ever have them. And since we are one of a kind in this world, we ought not to judge ourselves against others, because how could one fruit judge itself against another fruit? How could we look at the fruit of our lives and the fruit of the lives of the people around us and say that ours is better or worse than theirs? The fact is that we are all unique. So let's do the best with what we have. Let's do the best with the gifts and the talents that we have. And let's always go through life with the realization that one day it's going to be over. And when that happens, all of the dreams that lived inside of us, those dreams are going to die with us unless we have done something to bring them into the world. So let's bring them into the world today. Let's use this card as a rallying cry to bring the things into life that we believe are important to be brought into life, and to really dedicate ourselves toward making the impossible things that we think up when we dream into the inevitable things that come as we apply diligent effort toward them. I am unique today. You are unique too. I'm blessed to be surrounded by so many unique people. And the distinct perspectives that you bring, whether I agree with you on everything that we talk about or not, the distinct perspectives that you bring into my life are valuable and help me to become a more well-rounded person. So thank you for that. And we have quite a few people showed up today, so I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Let's see. It looks like Dan says I would rather be unique than be a eunuch. Well, sir, if you were a eunuch, then I guess that would make you more unique than most, because of the reproductive capacity wouldn't be there anymore. Let's see. Looks like good morning. Looks like Maya showed up today. Good morning, Maya. Good morning, Michael. Michael showed up today as well. It is good to see you guys here. I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. I'll return tomorrow at 9 a.m. with another wake-up call. And until I do that, I just want to continue to remind you that I love you and care about you, and that I will talk to you tomorrow at 9 a.m. And so until then, just really lean into and celebrate your uniqueness. Celebrate the fact that there's only one you, and that the things that are important for you to accomplish in this world, that only you are equipped to do them. Nobody else is gonna get on your dreams. So get on them yourself, because in doing so, we continue to remake this world in our own image. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, aloha from paradise.